Genesis. Book of Genesis. Everything, literally everything begins here. Bible teaches us that there was a time when the world did not exist. Only God existed. The God of the Bible is not a force or some unknowable absolute, but he is a person, he knows everything and thinks everything. He has emotions, he loves. This God decided to reveal himself by creating the world, and with that decision, world began. The book of Genesis is foundation for all the other books of the Bible. Genesis is one of the most enjoyable Old Testament book, full of memorable stories, people and events. We can find 148 questions, 146 prophecies, 106 commandments, 71 promises in the book of Genesis. Book of Genesis is the book of beginning. Let's see what are all there in the book of Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. We all know the author of book of Genesis. Moses wrote the book of Genesis during the time period of BC 450 to 410. Genesis is the first book in the Bible. It is a Greek word which means origin or the beginning. Literally everything begins here. Interesting facts behind the Genesis. Important word in the book of Genesis. This book revolves around the genealogy, and important chapters are 12, 15 and 22. Important verse in book of Genesis is 12 chapter 3rd verse, 15 chapter 1st verse, 22 chapter 1 and 2. Longest chapter in the book of Genesis is 24 chapter with 67 verses, and the shortest chapter is 16 chapter with 16 verses. We will see now the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis is divided into two parts. We can divide that book of Genesis into two parts, which has 50 chapters and 1533 verses, 1533 verses. 4 incidences and 4 persons. 1 to 11 chapters are about 4 incidences. 12 to 50 chapters are about 4 persons. 1 and 2 are about creation. 3, 4, 5 chapters are man's downfall. 6, 7, 8, 9 are storm. 10 and 11 are races. 4 persons include Abraham, Isaac, Jacob and Joseph. By seeing this, we can have an idea of book of Genesis, what are all there in the book of Genesis. Next, we are going to see what the book of Genesis is all about. It is a book of beginning. We'll see what are all begins here. Beginning of creation, beginning of man, beginning of Satan, beginning of sin, beginning of God's love, beginning of Israel's species or races, beginning of judgment. Everything begins in book of Genesis. Now, this is all about book of Genesis through flashcard method. Now we can read this book easily and fastly and understand the book of Genesis very soon.